Dave, last night Justin talked about how he's been feeling at the plate, and he mentioned that he felt like he'd been taking quality at bats, using his power, but he wasn't getting the results, and so now that he finally is. But what have you noticed about his offensive performance recently?
Recently, I think that they've been great, been unlucky. I think if you look back a week to 8 or 9 days, it's missing some pitches. But if you're talking about the last few games, it's been really good. And so it was good to see a ball over the wall last night. But I really do think he's back to where he needs to be mechanically.
And then in San Francisco, we saw how Trevor, he just loved the moment, engaged with the fans, the banter, that rivalry. And I know that he's a highly motivated individual, but have you seen in him that these moments in this game today can help fuel him?
Absolutely. I think that every player has certain motivations, and some guys don't want to be embarrassed. Some guys play for money. Some guys play for notoriety. And I think that there's a combo, but I think with Trevor, it's, that fan engagement, that kind of gamesmanship, stuff on the field, on the mound. I think it just challenges him to back it up, so if you're going to be kind of on the mound and, bring the crowd into it, then you got to back it up. And I think that he uses that as extra motivation too.
Thanks, Dave.
Yeah.
Next question is from Dave Vassegh. Go ahead.
Dave, have you ever seen that in another player where they're so aware of just the fans, the media, and be able to perform the way Trevor has performed? Are you even surprised that he can do it?
I have seen guys. I just don't think that you see it as much with the starting pitcher because they've got to make so many pitches and there's so many highs and lows. You see it a lot, or sometimes with position players who can kind of be in with the crowd and then lock it back in. But it's just a credit to him how he can kind of compartmentalize, still kind of reset to focus on making pitches, but his ability to slow the game down really and be in tune with everything from the bench to the infielders, outfielders, to the fans, to the umpire, and most importantly with the catcher and sequencing to get a hitter out. So it's pretty remarkable.
Dave, early on in the season, you had mentioned that you would like to see your pitchers hold runners on better. It doesn't seem like teams are running that much as they were early on. Have you seen a difference? Is that a product of the pitchers being more conscious of it?
Yeah, they've done a great job varying their times, the throwovers. I think Kenley and Trevor in particular have done a much better job. Austin's made some good throws. Will Smith's made some good throws, and they've given our catchers a chance. And so, obviously early on, I think it was more skewed because the Padres really took advantage of it. But outside of that, after that, we've kind of been a lot better.
And the obligatory Cody question, Oklahoma City's day off in El Paso today. Can you narrow down when you believe he may return, or is that still something you're discussing?
The hope is Saturday. And so right now he's traveling to Arizona, and the plan for him is to take a couple of days of live at-bats against some pitchers there, one being Brusdar potentially on Friday to get him to travel, and hopefully to get him active on Saturday. But that's all contingent on how Cody's feeling.
Next question is from Jorge Castillo. Go ahead.
Dave, with Cody, when he comes back, I mean, obviously, will he be playing center field exclusively? And how often do you think you imagine him playing?
Yeah, it's kind of, we'll see. I'll get with Cody, the training staff. I'd like to say it'll be center field exclusively, but if it makes sense to have him over there at first base to essentially manage the workload for that particular night to get his bat in the lineup, that certainly will be entertained. As far as the days played, I'll just kind of see where he's at when he gets here.
Are you targeting Saturday for Zach too?
Saturday or Sunday for Zach. Yeah.
Is there more of concern with the oblique situation?
No,
with
it's just kind of the at-bats and if how we feel, and I just don't want to, put ourselves in a corner. So I think that with Cody, the target is Saturday, and with Zach, we'll kind of Saturday or Sunday.
And then obviously last night, Joe coming into the game was a sort of a storyline in itself. But what have you seen from him since he's rejoined you guys on the mound?
Joe's been fantastic. He is just, it's just good having him back. And Joe's a strike thrower. And that mindset and knowing his stuff is so good in the zone. And we'll bet on whatever results. And I think that you're seeing that, over his last 4 appearances, he's flooded the zone with 3 pitches. So I just love where he's at right now. And to get him in there, to get him involved, I didn't want too many days to go by without him throwing in a major league game. So, probably stay away from today, but he'll be ready for the Giants series.
Where does he profile in your bullpen, especially now with you guys, having guys down? Is he a high leverage guy eventually? At what point?
I see him in leverage. I do. I think that, his ability to throw strikes and have weapons to get left and right out. I see him in leverage, and I've got to continue to make sure we get him in ball games.
Thank you.
Yep.
Next question is from Bill Plunkett. Go ahead.
If you mentioned Cody taking at bats off of Graterol in Arizona, when does Brusdar head out on his rehab?
So he is out right now. He left last night. And I think like I said, I think he's in Arizona, made his way to Arizona to then ultimately make his way out on rehab assignment. So I think our expectation is to have Cody and Brusdar meet up on Friday. So we'll see.
And you have any clarity on the starting pitching for the Giants series?
Well, I do know, Bill, tomorrow we're planning on a bullpen day. So I don't know the starter, kind of contingent on how we come out of today. And then from that point, we'll just kind of go with the 4 guys in the same order.
Bueller, Urias, etc.
Correct.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Next question is from Stephanie Hampstein. Go ahead.
Sorry. Hey, Dave. Injuries are way up across the league. Do you have a theory as to why?
I don't. I think the lazy look is because the shortened season to getting back. But it's we had the same ramp up time. It's position players and pitchers equally. I don't know if it's as far as on the soft tissue or pitcher side, if it's guys didn't expect to start on time to then get into spring training, and I don't know what the buildup for each team or player was, but it's certainly concerning. And, I think that we do as good a job as anybody of trying to protect the players, but we've been victim as well.
Is there more this year that you're doing to protect them than you would normally?
I don't think so. I think that we've got, the full court press on all of our players with staffing. And I feel the communication has been great, but there are certain things that are kind of, out of our control, like the Corey Seager situation. But some things are just happen with baseball players, and I just don't have an answer.
Thank you.
Got time for one more. Go ahead, DG.
Hey, Dave. Are you surprised how long you've been able to go with 4 starters? I know the off days have been important, but it can be a little risky when you're going with bullpen games as often as you have.
It's not ideal. I think that looking at our roster, and you see right now we're carrying 10 relievers, in an American League interleague game, and certainly not ideal. And we've done that at home as far as 4 bench players. It's not ideal, but I think the credit goes to the starting pitchers. We feel that having 4 guys that can give you a really good chance to go deep in games, not to spell the bullpen on their days, certainly gives fighting chance for the bullpen days. But again, not ideal. But I think if you look back, JoJo Gray was going to be one of the guys that were going to slot in, but the shoulder kind of inflammation, set him back. Gonsolin is still making his way back. And so it's kind of where we're at.
All right, thanks.